Today we've got a special treat for you. It is a recipe that's inspired by the picnic chapter from our brand new cookbook, Food with Friends.
Our savoury muffins are going to be flavoured with pear, feta cheese, thyme and a bit of mustard. To start with, Jamie, you're going to take the pear, peel it, core it and dice it up really small. And I'm going to take the dry ingredients, self-raising flour, baking powder, paprika, salt and pepper and mix those together.
I think this might just be one of my favourite chapters in the whole book.
You're a big fan of alfresco eating, aren't you?
Well, yeah, and the thing about picnics is people don't make an effort anymore. It used to be you go for a picnic, people bring a blanket, they would make the food at home. Now everybody goes to the supermarket, they pick up pre-made sandwiches, pre-made sausage rolls, things like that, and by the time you get to the picnic it's probably raining and everybody has a very disappointing time.
What we've got in this chapter are loads of kind of different twists on classic items. So you might take sausage rolls to a picnic, but our sausage rolls are different. They've got brunch items in them. Or chicken nuggets, we do a version of them. Scotch eggs, but we put bacon in them instead of sausage meat. So there's lots of twists on classics that everyone's familiar with. The salty twist, you could say. Next up, we need the wet ingredients, which is whole milk, 2 eggs and some melted butter. Mix that together and then the whole thing goes into our dry mix. It's a classic muffin recipe, really. But instead of putting blueberries and sugar in it, we're putting seasoning and savoury things like mustard, paprika, thyme, still a bit of fruit in the form of pear.
The thing is, I think if you make the food interesting, it helps the social side of the picnic as well, because it also gives you something else to talk about.
Why do you struggle for conversation normally?
Well, when it's with you, Barry, Tom, Mike, yeah, because, you know, we see each other a lot, and I want something else to talk about, or look at, or do.
A little bit of mustard in there as well, one more savoury ingredient.
Actually, when we filmed this, the photography for this chapter, it was a typical British summer's picnic.
Which was lovely, blue skies for a short while.
Rain.
And then the clouds came.
Yes.
And we did have to run in and move all the food very quickly. You'd never be able to tell from the shots in the book.
No, we've all got wet bums, things like that from the rain, obviously. Where do you want the pear?
In here in just a moment.
Right.
Either cutting up quite a bit smaller than that, probably all of those in half at least again. The reason being is because we make the muffin, as it rises, you want little pieces of everything, not big chunks of pear, otherwise the kind of the structure gets all a little bit wrong.
One of the nice things about the chapter, and like photographing the chapter on the day, was that Sorted's quite a small group of friends, but we're able to get loads more people there for the day to eat the food and have a good time, which was really nice.
That's what picnic's all about.
More people. But also was testing all the food. For some of the people there, it was the first time they'd eaten the food from the chapter. So you're seeing all the natural reactions in the photos.
Which were largely positive.
Largely positive, until somebody said, "Oh, Ben, this is a lovely quiche."
Wasn't a quiche. They're savoury brownies, and they're with no pastry, but they're like little more, like a brownie.
Yeah.
Like dense and eggy and amazing, but they're not brownies, they're just...
Like a quiche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not like a quiche. A cool savoury snack. We did a tortilla as well, with BLT flavours.
Yep, we did.
We did scones with ploughman flavours. Loads of recipes and ingredients in there that are different, but it wasn't a quiche. Right, last flavours in here. Feta cheese crumbled up, all of your pear, and then, because Mike insisted, some fresh thyme as well. We did this in the testing recipe lab, and Mike said it was a little bit too sweet still, so a bit more seasoning second time round.
Like Mike knows what flavours are missing from what. Come on.
Well, he likes to think so. We like to keep him happy by putting them in anyway. So fresh herbs, you can always use dried herbs if you want. Give those a little bit chop up.
Yep.
And a little bit of the melted butter going in there like that.
Yep.
One final mix. And underneath, we've got some muffin cases already lined for you, Jamie. Because this batch makes 10 muffins.
Yep.
Which is perfect. And they are awesome, warm, straight out the oven, but just as good cold on the picnic later on. So you can enjoy them both ways.
Whilst you're spooning that out, if you haven't got it yet, this is a recipe that is inspired by our picnic chapter from our new ebook. You can download the book in its entirety if you want to, or you can download the mini chapters themselves. There's picnics, there's barbecues, there's curries, there's family nights in. There is absolutely everything that you'll need.
Sweet and savoury.
Sweet and savoury, twists on classics, quiches, and you will really love it. So make sure you click on the link below to download it onto your device. There we go, there's a good word.
What's important though is this recipe isn't in the book. This is a brand new one inspired by it, and these are all good to go into our oven now, 190 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes.
Cookie.
These have had a little bit of a chance to cool down as well, so they are good to go.
Golly, gosh, they look good.
Gapped with a few of these. So here we go. Not in the cookbook, but inspired by the picnic chapter of our new release. It's our pear and feta muffins sorted. Lumps of pear, feta.
That's really different.
Same texture, but the cheese and the thyme.
Yeah, I really like the juicy pear. If anybody else had come up with a suggestion of thyme, I would have applauded it. But because it was Mike's suggestion, I think you can do without it, if I'm honest.
It's good. It is good. Give him his credit.
That's amazing. Now this is just one picnic recipe, but if you want a whole host more, then you need to download the ebook, which is in the link down below. Tons of picnic recipes, tons of fun, tons of pictures. Everybody's happy.